Hello everybody, it's been a really long time, so let me introduce myself. I am Guru Neko. Everyone just calls me Guru, so just call me as you please. And welcome to another video after, for how long?
It's everyone's favorite character, Jojo Giovanna. Hey!
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a long time. But I'm back and I have some good news and I think everyone will be happy about. So, first things first, I got a new computer, Final Fantasy, so which means I can go back to making art videos and live streams. Another good thing that I did is I got a new mic, so hopefully you can notice the difference between the audio quality that my voice sounds, and I like this mic. It's pink. It's just pink. I like it. It's pink, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And as I mentioned before, I can stream now, but I won't be streaming on Twitch TV as I did in the past because I tend to draw some nudity for both art practices and pretty much for my own fun. So yeah, I'll be able to stream over Picardo TV. So if you're interested, go over to Picardo TV, and my name is the same as it is on here, Guru Neko. So I hope I can see you sometime if I ever stream again, because recently I have not been streaming a lot, just because of the reasons. It's nothing too serious. It's just right now I'm just not I just don't have artwork that I want to present in front of an audience currently. So oh, okay, I just looked over my screen and just noticed some things, but yeah. Also, I've been doing some anime conventions, which is so fun. It's been so fun. It's been fun. It's been a year. Okay, I really wanted to speed over to the artwork because there's a lot of things I want to say. I miss doing this. But anyway, so I'm looking at me sketching Keisuke, and I actually threw 3 different poses, mostly because I couldn't pick one pose. So I went over my friends, asked them which pose you like. They said there was various different answers for very different reasons. So I went over to an art community, asked them which pose do you like. Same thing, various different answers. So I thought, okay, let me go to my family. Again, different answers. And then my mom gave me the idea, hey, why don't you just draw all the poses and just let your followers pick. And I was just like, you know what, it sounds crazy, but I just might do it. So this art illustration alone has 6 different variations. So I hope you guys enjoy that. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. And do me, myself, the artist, have a favorite pose? I think I personally like the hand and the hip the best, but again, I couldn't choose. I liked all of them because they all have some different type of character, some different type of spice they add to the illustration. So that was the biggest reason why I couldn't pick, because it was just like, ooh, this one has more spunk to it, have more attitude, but the next pose is more Keisuke-like. But then the other pose is more inviting towards the viewer. So what can I do? Like, which one should I pick? So that was one of the main struggles of the illustration, but it turned out great. I'm kind of glad there's some different versions of illustration, because it gives a little bit of like an illustration. It kind of gives a bit of like an animation type feel to it, because the character's moving. So I think that's kind of fun. Like a little bit like a stop animation, a little bit like with the little flip note. It kind of gave off that kind of vibe, and I was just like, this is kind of fun. Would I do it again? I have to consider it, because it kind of gave this illustration a little bit more longer time to finish, but that's okay, because again, it gave this illustration more character, and again, it gives the viewers more variation to pick from. Alrighty, so now we're done talking about Keisuke. We're moving on to the main field. So this is where I went crazy. Because, as people know me, I like painting cars. I love it. I get very perfectionist about it because I won't stop being nitpicky about the details. And so my main plan for this illustration is for the stark contrast between the foreground and the background. So my main plan is for the background to be very soft and quiet and serene, right? And so I want to keep all the colors very, very, I don't want very quiet in a sense, because again, I wanted this kind of this change of mood, right? I wanted this illustration to be moody. So with the background being very soft and quiet, the foreground, I wanted it to be a bit aggressive, a little bit dark. So I made sure to make everything be in the shadows. Like, so it's like there's something about this illustration that when you look at the background, you feel safe, but when you look at the foreground, the main focus, there's something like a sense of danger that I wanted to inflict onto the viewer. And so I made sure to keep everything in the dark. I wanted to make things look a little intimidating because considering Keisuke's character during this season, because I have this timeline of this illustration, I want it to be in 4th stage, and you know, Keisuke is a kind of a bit of a moody character, so I wanted to express that in this illustration, and I think I did a good job at that because this boy has been plaguing my mind since I was 18, and it's arriving 7 years. Boy. We also got a new anime as well. We got MF Ghost animated. I have a lot of mixed feelings about it. Hopefully one day I might get into it, but some people who's around me already been aware about it because I've been voicing on it on Twitter, but let's put that aside. But yeah, I also made sure to give the rx7 FD slight glow into like the headlights, like in all the little lights, because again, I wanted to give the intimidated feeling. So I gave both the FD and Keisuke a slight glow in their eyes because there is something very enchanting about having your human character and a car have similar personalities. Like for example, like I mentioned before, I gave the FD a slight glow in the headlights, right? Because you know, headlights do tend to glow even if when you set into low light. Even if you don't have the car lights on at all, they do tend to glow, no matter the day or night. Like I swear to God, if the sun hits the car at a good angle, it starts shining and it's so good. I love it whenever my car does this. I'm like, oh, so car lights always, they're like the sparkles, the eye sparkles for humans, for cars. Once you add in that extra shine to them in the car, in the headlights, it does give a car so much personality, and it's always my favorite part. But back to what I wanted to say. So same thing when I did with the FD. I had a slight glow. I brought that over to Keisuke. I brought that also the same glow that I added to the FD to Keisuke's eyes. So to kind of give that little scary feel to the viewer, because it's not very natural for humans to do that. You know, it's not really natural for humans' eyes to glow in the dark. I did the same thing for Keisuke, so like if you look a little bit closer, you will see Keisuke's eyes glowing as the FD. It's one of my favorite parts about this illustration because I always like it whenever the driver looks so similar to the cars, because it's kind of like the one logic or a pet will look like their owner in a sense. So, you know, I'm not really directly saying it, but like I'm kind of hinting at it. But you know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. So, so yeah, and so like because I was a little bit starting getting afraid because I spend so much time in the FD and I tend to do this all the time. Always the humans always get lost because I put too much care into the cars. So I try to give Casey some glowy effects so he doesn't really fall into the background because I take too much care with the FD. I I just really like painting cars a lot. It's insane how into it I get. It's insane. It's insane. And yeah, I'm looking over to the speed paint, and God, I'm just remembering the countless hours I spent onto this car. Oh my gosh, the FD is a little bit difficult to paint because it's such a unique car. It has a unique shape, and oh my gosh, it has this very curve like to it, like and it's also bubbly, and I don't know, I always struggle to paint the FD's shape overall because one slight curve that you get wrong when you're painting it, I would accidentally make the FD look like a Supra, So I was trying to be very careful with this because I remember, and also one more thing with FD, one slight mistake in like the bonnet area where the face is, you can accidentally make it look like a Miata, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's I mean, a lot of cars are like this. Like, if you paint the Hachiroku slightly different, you could accidentally paint an MR2. And I don't know. I always try to be careful about these kind of things. So, like, usually, whenever I paint cars, I would look at various cars and see why they look similar, and if I were to make a slight mistake, why would this car look like the other car? Like, for example, when I was painting the FC, I was also looking at pictures of the 180 because, again, the 180 and the FC looks very similar to each other. I will look at the FC, be like, okay, the FC has this certain shape, this certain box shape. I call it the rocket ship shape. It looks like a rocket ship to me. Just put that aside. Then I've got the 180. They do look very similar. They do both have a similar bonnet shape with the face. They have very similar face shapes. So I'm looking at these two. And then, sometimes, I'm not always lucky, I will start seeing, like, oh, the FC has more headlights, have more little decorations. Like, it has one extra headlight. Mazda, stop with the headlights, right? And then when you look over the 180, it doesn't have that much headlights. And so I just kind of spot that little slight difference between the two, and then that's just how I try to solve the problem of not painting cars where they might accidentally be mistaken for the other car. However, this changes if the person changes certain parts of the car. If they modify it, that throws all my theories away. But that's not my problem. Because oh gosh, I remember one time oh god, there's so many things I don't want to get into in this video because this video is already an hour long, and if I talk about car stuff, this video might turn into a fucking 10-hour long video, and I don't need that for my first video after for so long. But yeah, I always struggle painting the FD because it's just, again, such a curvy car. It's so dynamic, and oh, it's so hard. And gosh, I'm always like, I'm looking at the headlights. It's like I love it how sleepy it looks. It just looks so sleepy. Oh, you look so sleepy. You look so droopy. But oh my gosh, yes. I personally like the trees. I like the little peekaboo for them. So, like, you can see the mountains in the sky and how soft they look. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I enjoyed this illustration. It just kind of went perfectly as planned. And oh my lord. Okay. Well, that's pretty much what I want to say about this illustration. I'm, I'm glad. I'm happy. Oh. Again, I'm very glad to be back. I really do miss making these art videos because I really do miss voicing my opinions about illustrations, because there's something about typing it down in text is not really the same thing as like outwardly saying it, because it's like, I don't know, when you read something in text, you don't hear the voice of the artist, so you do feel disconnected from it when you're reading it, which is, I guess, like, it's good and dandy, but like, it's, you know, as an artist myself, I kind of really want to express my emotions, because like art is a very close thing to me in my heart. So I'm very happy that I'm back into this. It's a little bit rusty because it's been a long time that I last made an art voiceover. But hey, I don't know if I'll regularly post on YouTube because of I'm not much of a video editor, and drawing stuff and while also editing videos is a little bit too much for me. So if my plan is to try to post videos maybe twice a month, maybe, you know, give or take, and but yeah, I'm not planning to be a regular art YouTuber at YouTube as I was planning when I was 17. It's just not possible right now. But I really do enjoy making these videos, so yeah, hopefully we'll get to see each other more often. Hopefully. If you guys have any opinions about how I recorded this art video, please do voice it. I just use Clip Studio Paint's time-lapse feature because it's kind of convenient, especially in the age of Instagram and TikTok shorts. You know how we be with quick dopamine, you know? And I just kind of want to try that out because you know, recording your screen for speed paints is a little bit it's kind of annoying because you know, you're recording your screen, it's kind of invading your space, and using Clip Studio Paint's time lapse is just kind of, I feel more free, and you know, I don't have to worry about when I speed up the video, it might cause discomfort for some people, because if you remember the age of 2010s of early speed paints, you know, the canvas would move so quickly and it's kind of jarring to watch it all happen, you know. So with this sort of, you know, video recording, I don't have to worry about that. I just can just, you know, plop it into my video editing software and I don't have to worry much. I don't have to worry about if I make this video too fast, it might be, you know, it's uncomfortable to watch your canvas spin around in circles like for 50 times. I hated that when I was editing my videos, so like I don't know. It's maybe some people prefer the latter, but I don't. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, I hope you guys don't mind this sort of time-lapse sort of speed paint video, because I might try it in the future, but if it's not really anybody's cup of tea, we'll try to work things out. And yeah, see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.